Okay.
Hi, welcome back. I'm Unji Kim, and
I'm Peter Kim.
and this is Two Kims, One Pod. Welcome
Thank
back.
you for coming back.
Thank you. Thank you for coming back. We're gonna be talking today about my. Okay, so my son recently told me that he wanted to run away. Yes.
Why?
Because he has
And also, he could come to my house.
This bitch can't tie his shoes. He's not going anywhere. Okay, so
I'll get him Velcro shoes. Why does he run away? What's his problem?
because he has no rights. He feels
What kind of rights?
exactly the right to have as much screen time as possible. That he has
okay. So you're infringing upon his iPad time.
his iPad time, his
Okay.
his kids' rights to have fun, as you put it. Kids have the right to have fun.
Okay. I mean, not disagreeing.
Not disagreeing. I wasn't disagreeing. And
Uh-huh.
he really thinks that his life is significantly worse than his other friends, given the amount of screen time they're allowed.
No.
Yes, comparatively.
Okay.
They're constantly on this or that. They get to experience this or that. And
my life is so bad because you're Kim Jong-un.
Yes. And you guys are such strict immigrant parents.
Wow, he's hitting it where it hurts.
Like, this is what this bitch is saying to me. Okay.
He's like, you're not white enough. These white bitches, you know what they let their white kids do? Yeah.
And like,
Wow.
bitch, you just had Oreos from a pantry in a house with stairs. Like, shut up.
Bitch. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I really do try to, I understand like that's a dangerous thing to do, like compare and be like, you have it so much easier than I did. There's no, shut fuck up. Like, 'cause
You don't have to end it with shut the fuck up. But that's how you do it.
yes, like, I mean, I do.
And that's all parenting is valid.
But it's like, I understand. I don't want to have that be like the way I parent, right? Like that comparatively,
yes.
like how we experienced it, right? Like,
It doesn't do anything.
no, because it doesn't create gratitude.
I don't understand your experience.
Yeah, absolutely.
I didn't understand my mom's experience. Like, yeah, I know, like, I should be grateful and blah, 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 blah. But, like, what? Like, my friends have iPads.
It's exactly, you know what I mean? Like my friends have JanSports. I'm carrying this thing that my aunt gave me from Korea. Like, why can't I have a normal JanSport, And so then I'm like, in my mind, I'm telling my mom, like, you're the one that's making me steal, right? Like because you won't let me get this.
Have a JanSport.
Yeah, you won't let me have a JanSport, And so,
much less a leather bottom.
oh my God.
Oh my God.
Yeah. But no, so you're forcing me to steal. Like, you are creating the situation. And
yeah, you're forwarding this immigrant thief we are not all bad people, but you are making me into a bad immigrant.
like I absolutely remember that. And so that's why I'm not trying to do that to him, because I understand,
Right.
of course, there's no context. What the
Right.
fuck does he know? And like, truly today, my mom was telling me we're going to Korea, and we're kind of stockpiling some episodes right now, but trying to get this woman to commit to an itinerary, even telling me when we're going to be in Seoul, is crazy. And she's like, oh shit, like today she was like, oh shit, like, she literally was like, all these questions are giving me a stroke, and like questions about when we're going to be in Seoul so I can get a hotel. Okay, or which is already a flex to be able to, because if any immigrant that knows, when you go back to your home country, like, this is,
She just wants to improvise.
she's the one bringing improv back. This is an allusion to the
Yeah.
Patreon. Please check it out.
Go back to the Patreon.
But I mean, like, truly insane, right? And realizing inside of that moment, like, I was like, oh, I was remembering how many forms and how much of school I did, right? Because my mom is like this, But again, not anything I'm telling my son, right? I'm not telling him, like, you've never had to fill out a form. You've never had to explain shit to me about what's happening.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You want to.
Yes.
You want to.
Desperate to.
Yeah.
I start to do it every time, and I stuff it back down.
Right,
And
right.
it is I really got pissed at him. So because I'm not doing this comparison.
When he said he wanted to run away because of this?
Yes. And I got
You got pissed.
I got pissed. And so because I'm not trying to do this comparison thing.
Right.
I was telling him like, there's this line, right, about like respect. And I was like, do you want to fear me? Right? Do you want to be afraid of me? Or do you want to just like, can you respect me like as knowing that I'm your mother?
Authority.
Yeah, as a figure of authority. And doing it because you love me and because this is how we maintain a family unit.
Yeah.
And as I'm saying
I am asking you of this.
Yes. And as I'm saying this, Max is looking at me being like, this is too much.
Bail. Eject.
Like,
Eject.
You are laying something very heavy on him. And I'm like, do you want me to be your friend? Do you want to, will you respect me? Or do you want to fear me? And, he's already like upset. And so he's like, I'm going to run away, all this stuff. And I lose my mind. And I'm realizing now part of the reason why I get so worked up about very specifically his lack of gratitude or perceived gratitude is because I teach college and I see what can happen. Oh my gosh.
You see that he's going down this road.
I don't know if he's going down this road, but I just like, I can see the end result of this continuing. Mm-hmm. Like one of the iterations.
Which is what? Taking a stand-up class from Eunji Kim.
Pursuing a Bachelor of Arts. I mean, not even.
BA. Okay, yeah.
I mean, like even more than that, it's just like this lack of gratitude for all of the things that they have and sort of a sense of entitlement around things that feels like crazy to me that I really bothers me. And
I'm trying to think when we were that age.
Are you okay, Peter?
I'm having an allergy.
Okay.
Either your son's age or college age, like were we entitled?
No.
Did we have gratitude?
I did not have gratitude, but I was not entitled. Gesundheit? Oh, poor Peter.
God. Oh my God. Sorry, guys.
Yeah. I feel so bad. I mean, I was not entitled, but I also didn't have gratitude.
I didn't have gratitude.
Yeah. I did not have gratitude.
I don't think I knew about it.
No.
I was pissed.
Yes.
I was entitled and had no gratitude. I think it's an age thing, honestly.
You were entitled? I was not. I did not feel entitled to anything.
I felt entitled like societally, not like in any other sense.
Oh my gosh, Peter.
Like, I felt entitled to like opportunities and being, I don't know, treated like everyone else.
Yeah.
I guess that's just like self-respect.
Yes.
But,
which I guess I didn't have, but like.
So where did your kid say about running away? Where did he want to go?
His plan was to go to Jaime and Harbe's house and a place where he feels like he's respected and his rights are being honored.
Where his screen time is, yeah.
Yes. And that was his plan, and that he would somehow, like, the other part was like, I can't wait to be 18 and I'll just leave you guys and all this stuff. And it's just, it is this reminder that, when we were young, the sort of crazy shit we would say to our parents. And
it's very reminiscent.
Yeah. And like, just, there is something about the nature of what Max was reminding me of is just like, there's just some shit that kids say, like that means nothing when you react to it.
Like, I hate you.
Yeah, like when you react to it is what makes it a memory. And I was like, that is absolutely true, because my mom would lose her mind if I said something. Like, sometimes it just depended on the day, right? I could say the exact same thing 3 days in a row, and each time it would be one of the days would be the day where she's like, I'm going to kill you.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Like that. And that's the memory. And it was like a good reminder, one of that too, that so much about love and being in relationship is to, it's like almost like a fast acting kind of forgiveness. Like where it's like, like it's like you're.
I've been thinking about that lately, about how I don't like it when people apologize too fast.
Yes. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't like those people who are like fuck up and they're like, oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah. Yeah.
My bad. I'm go, let me get mad for a second. You're not even giving me a chance to get petty. Like, I was wronged. You're forcing me to get over it.
What is the thing?
You know what I mean?
What is it? That's my mom. Do you remember this? Like, my mom was telling my daughter, as she's 2, she's crying about something, and my mom is like 옆에서 그냥 울면 안 돼, 울면 져는 거라고, 울면 저는 거야, right? Like crying is losing, and I remember her saying that to me all the time. If you cry, you lose.
You're a loser.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay. You don't have that saying?
No, not loser. My mom would say,
너가 뭐 잘했다고 울 수 있다고?
well, that, and then they would just tell me not to cry because they don't want to hear it. They don't want to see
듣기
it.
싫어, yeah.
듣기 싫어, 보기 싫어.
Yeah.
And then they'd be like, 울면 바보.
Oh, okay, that's a twist.
울면, yeah, similar to loser.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just tried to cut out any type of emotions because they didn't know how to deal with it.
Right.
And I find myself doing that.
Me too. All the time.
When people around me feel emotions, I'm like, stop it.
Yes.
I don't want to get involved.
Like, get a
And
hold of yourself. Get a hold of yourself. Like, what this is
fucking loser.
Yeah, you're outside.
Yeah.
Like, people can see you. I can see you.
I know. It's so crazy. Like, Bill Burr talks about it in his new special, about how, like, it's the first time he's able to, like, say that he feels sad, although, like, he has felt sad before.
For sure.
But he's always had to just be fine.
Yes.
But now, all of a sudden, because he's in therapy, he's allowed to say it.
Yeah.
And, like, it's the first time he's like, oh, okay, this is why people kill. You know, like, kill or people, but men.
Right.
Like, that's totally it, is that, like, we weren't told our emotions were valid, so we don't know how to validate other people's emotions because the house is on fire.
Yes.
I can't deal with the outhouse. I can't deal with the dog house outside. Like, my home is on fire.
Like, you deal with the dog.
Take care of your own.
Yeah. Like, go. You can run away.
Put it out and come back when you're good. You know, like, that's very much like how I operate.
Yeah. Bark at it until the fire is out. Yeah.
And I wonder how do you do that with your kid, like when he gets upset?
So,
or she,
both of them, it's been a process. And I do, how about this? There's sometimes when my son is recently, he is so he's like such a bitch about stuff. Like wow, like, like
drama queen. Oh yeah, okay.
Any sort of pain.
Kid after my heart.
Yeah. Like, oh my God, like everything. I had to have a conversation with him about like learning to, like chama, like
keep it in.
Yeah, like you have to like sometimes you just like you don't have to scream. Like, I had to like have a conversation with him like 참는 거, like, you know what I mean? Like that process. Like, I know that it hurts, but like there are levels to hurt. Like not all hurt is the same because he's willing to express.
He's trying to exaggerate. He's looking for attention.
Always. Yeah. But also like for him, it's like all pain is like you can express all pain.
Yeah. And you're saying that's not valid.
Yeah.
Yeah. Slow your roll.
I'm just saying some pain can be kept inside. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know how I would react. Like if I had a kid who was upset, I would hope I'd be able to have the space to let them cry and experience that emotion without me feeling triggered.
Oh, yes. This is something that did take time, especially when he was young. But also, he's almost 9. Like, this is like enough, bitch. Like, get it together. You know what I mean? Like, because he's just constantly like, like he gets really upset about stuff. Like it was a discussion point in school because he would get very worked up about a lot of stuff. And he's a very sensitive boy. So like, we're allowing it, all the gender stuff, like really trying to work, really just trying to dismantle the patriarchy here. I don't, really doing that work. And now
boys do cry.
Boys do cry.
And now you're like,
I'm like, but let's stop.
Maybe not too much.
Not too much.
Yeah.
Let's build up the patriarchy just a little bit again. Like, we may have dismantled a little too much. Like, what if you stop being such a bitch? Like, it is.
Just for a second. Yeah.
And
you want him to stop before he becomes a cuck.
I mean, I just want him to stop so that, how about this? I will say that I was doing this for like this past year, but I'm seeing now that society is doing it. Like socially, the boys are sort of self-policing each other with this, where it wasn't happening before.
Oh, great.
Yeah. So I'm like, okay, so he's kind of learning to chama on his own.
Awesome.
Yes. Like,
let someone else do the work.
Yes. Like, the peer pressure of it all. I was like, okay, so I don't have to be like so mean.
Right.
And but yes, I am making space for it. All those other things like big breaths, like feel your feelings.
I don't know if
and
I
then
could do it. Like
you can.
I have. I think if it was my child, I would have the space for it. Let me tell you, I don't have space for it for many people. Like when people come at me, I'm like, and they are like anxious, or sad, depressed, or anxious. I don't want it. I don't want it near me. You're bumming me out, bro. Now, if you are like a really close friend, then I am able to then, due to our history and relationship and our closeness and intimacy, let myself be bummed.
Okay.
In order to distribute some of that weight for you.
Oh, that's kind.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, but that takes so, like, I can't do that with just anyone. I really can't.
Right. You need a lot of like, you're like a big plane. You need a long runway. And the runway
100%
is the history is like built upon years and years of friendship.
Yes. And that closeness allows me to give you that.
Right.
It's like giving a gift.
Yeah, no one's talking about how empathy to your friends is a gift. Not enough people are talking about it. Not everybody.
For me personally, it's really hard for me. And you guys hear it. Like, this is how we were raised.
Absolutely.
So, and on top of that, I think I just have a lack of it in general.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's constant work for me.
Yes.
And I have figured out how to allow space for my loved ones to feel negative emotions without being triggered by them. Because that's what would happen.
Yeah.
And that's why I would not want it in my face.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because I'm getting constantly triggered back into feeling that way because you're feeling that way.
Is that what? I mean, like for me, there's some of it where I'm like I feel like embarrassed for it. Yeah, like
for them.
Like, oh, I'm like you're showing people that you're weak. Like like
yeah.
you're willing to show me this part. Like I'm like
vulnerability.
Yeah, this vulnerability. Like I feel worried about like the fact that they're so down. They're willing to do this. Like they're in such dire straits where like you're letting people in on this, and like for some people they love it, and I think that
people just be doing that.
Yeah, really. And the thing is, like, it was very dangerous for me because of how the empathy that it would trigger in me was like the bukurum, like I would be like, oh, like you have to, like, you know how like it was like if a lady spilled her purse on the street,
Yeah.
I would be bending down to like help her put all the contents back into her purse.
Right.
I mean, like,
You're trying to make it better.
But I'm trying to make it better. I'm like, like,
that was also my
yeah.
issue, was that I would not want them to feel that feeling.
Yes. You gotta
I don't
stuff it
know
back
about
inside.
embarrassment for me. For me, it was triggering. So I would be like, let me take care of it. Let me tell you how to fix it. Let me give you a solution so that you stop talking about how you feel.
Yeah, let's put you didn't.
Let's put it under the rug.
Yes, and it's like, and some of the stuff is like, especially with the contents of a purse, it's like you don't want people to see that you carry this. This is crazy. No, put it back away. And there is something about being someone that wants to help people like push that stuff back inside. There is something certainly that like attracted very messy people to me.
Yes, me too.
Yeah, like it's
similarly.
Yeah, because it's like someone that's like,
or vice versa, you're attracted to
yes,
because you feel like if you fix them, then at least you have some kind of self-worth.
Yes,
because you're a fixer.
I'm fixing, right? Yeah. And so absolutely, I didn't realize about like the lack of empathy until, you're right, like both of us very recently, and we're like, oh, right, being able to sit with this feeling, allowing them that space, honoring the fact that they get to be upset about it. Like, it never occurred to me that you would want to be upset like that, you know, like for any amount of time. Like, you're putting it away, no? And, you know, when you're talking about like letting someone apologize,
that is gigantically the thing that I've been trying to work on.
Yeah.
In all my relationships.
Yeah.
Because I was never allowed that space.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I mean, also like,
mom still doesn't allow it.
Yeah.
You know? So like, or my brother, anyone that I grew up with. So like, I have to rewire how to do that. And I get like, some people are raised with love.
Yeah.
And not trauma. So like, that's just not how I was raised or you were raised.
Yeah.
You know, your mom was constantly trying to unalive you, both of you. So like,
looking for a bridge to jump off of. Yeah.
Yeah. And the fact that you are trying so hard with your kids, it's so admirable. And I just don't even think I could even have the kids, because I want to practice with my friends first. Like, I want to fuck it up with my friends first. Because I don't want the first time I try empathy to be a kid. You know what I mean? Like, diffuses the whole, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to do that.
I mean, like, it is when you're talking about your friends and stuff like that, like when, like, even like the immediately apologizing, like, I never even thought about it, right? Like, giving you the space to be angry for a little bit. They're
dispelling it so fast.
Yeah. Because there's a part of it where,
because
like, yeah,
we're used to not apologizers. Because my brother and I would get into fights, or my mom and I, and we would go long stretches and never acknowledge. We would stay bitter. We would do petty things, you know, like, and we would jab at each other.
Yeah.
And this is how I understand how to have confrontation. But now we have a confrontation and you're dispelling it. So now I have to learn a new way to fucking fight or be upset.
That's a very good boundary. That's a very good boundary to know about yourself. That, like, you're...
What? That you should have apologized to me immediately.
Yeah. It's, like, good. Like, you know what I mean? Like Peter needs to be pissed for a little bit.
I just need to process it.
Yeah.
Like, it's not going to be forever, but, like, let me be pissed.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good boundary to know about yourself. Like, I don't... Like, I don't... Like, it would be, I guess... if we were gonna therapize, like, I would have to, I don't know, like, I think I transmute anger into something else, like, very quickly. Like, you know, turn it into like a logical flaw, or like some sort of, I just transmute it very immediately into something else. And pettiness maybe, but I'm still very much angry.
Yeah.
But I turn it into something else right away. And like, maybe like even sitting with my anger and like letting it diffuse would help me not have ulcers when I'm 60.
I think so too, and the TMJ, because
Truly, because I'm like, I'm holding
Yeah,
it.
You're transmuting into jaw tension, and I think it goes back to like our parents being like 울면 바보야
Yeah.
or
울면 준다고. Yeah.
지는 거야.
Yeah.
Because I wonder. I was never an angry kid,
Mm-hmm.
but if I was being angry, they would say the same thing.
Yeah. For sure.
Or if they'd be like honoring that one because that's like cool, as opposed to sad is like you're a bitch.
Yes.
Like anger is more masculine
Mm-hmm.
and also a secondary emotion. So it's something that like they understand too.
Yes.
So if you're pissed and you're like, yeah, be pissed, or like punch a wall or whatever the fuck, like get it out.
It's true. Like my mom would always like 이겨야 된다고, like, like you have to have this feeling where you're like resenting something so that you want to win. Like that sort of like 욕심 많다고 맨날, like my mom always said I had a lot of like 욕심. And so I like she was just wanted me to like leverage that into wanting to win. Right? She was like, you just have a lot of like desire and greediness, but so like you hold this in. It's like a weird insight that she had because of how, like, it's a strange thing to be very greedy and ambitious and also very prideful. Right? Like to not want to show weakness, to not want to do this. So then like I shut down. And so instead of like 이겨야 된다고 생각 안 하고 그냥 like I just was like, I'll figure it out and like, this. So like this impulse, she was like right about that.
Yeah.
I
mean, she knew immediately.
She saw the TMJ. The grind.
Like this bitch don't even have teeth yet. You're like just gnawing at your gums.
Like, yeah, I mean, that is a good boundary to know about yourself. I do.
By the way, here's another boundary I'll set. Now that we are. And I really want to be this person for my friends' children.
Oh.
Or even my nephews and
Yeah.
nieces. I would love to be the uncle that you run away and you come to my house.
Yes.
Because I am going to be cool. I will not rat you out.
No.
I will. But like, I'll do it like in back channels.
Sure.
And also like, every kid like, no matter how much, and this is not about you specifically, like anyone who's a parent, like no matter how much you're doing it right or you whatever, like at the end of the day, your mom and dad.
Yes.
You're the op.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like no matter what, until you get to a certain age where you mature and you're like, oh, thank you, I love you. You know that?
Sure.
But like for a long time, you're the fucking opposition.
I should not be your best friend.
Exactly.
Don't call me.
So like, I like the fact that I can be the person that like you can be safe with and like have these talks with that like you could never bring up to your mom and dad or whatever. Like
Absolutely.
because it's just like ill or like awkward or whatever. Like I would love to be that for.
Did you have that? Did you have an adult? Like it's very. I remember this. Like
I wish I did. I had an older cousin.
Well, I mean, I didn't have any cousins that were like this, but I did have. Like as a young person, having an adult that sees you, is vital.
So important. Okay, so I did have an uncle in California, and I did have dreams of running away. Wow, this is like me.
Yeah,
like
full circle.
Leaving my own. Yeah, I did have dreams of that, but like I just never had the means.
Sure.
But he was the cool unmarried.
Yeah.
No, not unmarried, childless uncle that like was just chill.
Yeah.
Like he didn't give a fuck about like family stuff. Like he didn't even like come to family drama. He was always outside of it. Like he did his own thing. Like he was just like fucking cool. He had laser discs. You know what I mean? Like,
oh my god.
Throwback.
Oh my god. Yeah, the great laser.
We watched Terminator 2 on his laser disc. Like, this is the future.
Like truly, like what a cool guy.
Like what uncle?
Yes.
Like is watching T2. You know what I mean? Like
yes.
Anyways, so that's the uncle I want to be.
I mean, it is vital. Like, my family is so small. So, like, for me, these adults were generally family friends or teachers. And, having an adult that sees you is really vital. Like your parents should not be your best friend. I actually think that this is the reason why, like, I will say that I never thought I would be someone that said this, but I do think we should be illegal again.
Weed?
Yeah.
Because kids are smoking too much?
No, like kids, because their parents are doing edibles and smoking weed, like weed is not cool anymore. So kids are like
kids are like chasing something else, like fentanyl.
Yes, and like pills and like mushrooms and like doing the next thing because no one wants to do the same drug as their mom. Like that's the
That's
op.
so true. That's so true.
Like it's crazy. And so like I never thought I'd be one of these people.
Something else. Yeah.
So like it should not be like totally like illegal, but it should be that hazy world between.
Leave weed as it is because it'll never go back. It's a cash crop. But
truly,
in your point, or to your point, they should illegalize something that's like not that bad.
Like
you know what I mean? Like,
alcohol,
hash, or something. You know, like something where it's like salvia, or something where it's like kind of adjacent to weed.
Mm-hmm.
But like because the whole point of the allure of it is that it's dangerous.
It's illicit.
Like, I'm being a rebel.
Of course.
Right? So that's what you want to place. That's the like brand you want to place on something that's actually not like going to be terrible for you.
Yes.
So that the kids chase it, but their bodies are not being affected, like, or minds are being affected like that crazy.
It's true. I mean, and I will say that
that's brilliant.
I mean, because I also think that at least even with mushrooms and with weed, like there's some dudes from Ohio that go to college and like the exciting thing they do is try weed in college. Yeah. And then they go back to Dubuque and marry and like have a nice life. But because it's legalized, they're like doing it earlier. They're getting like fucked up in ways where like,
yeah.
I'm just saying that like I don't think all people need to have their worlds rocked. You know, like they don't need to like listen to Pink Floyd and really like think about stuff. Like they should.
But don't you think that like kids will find it if they find it? Like for example, like I don't know, when we were kids, like weed, drugs, cocaine, it was all around me.
Yes, of course.
I was just not looking for it.
And I was very, like, you know, I mean,
right. That's the difference between
yes.
Like you're gonna find it regardless.
Of course.
And I'm gonna not find it regardless. You know what I mean? Like it's just the difference of that kid.
It just, but I think there's something about like the access to it that like normalizes it, like Overton window shit, where it's like that guy. Because I just remember there were some dudes where like, because I was like part of the druggier crowd, I just remember there would be like bros that would come in and out that were like, for them, this was like the exciting thing they did. You know, they do it on the weekend. They're like going to pick up a bag and they're going to try weed or like do stuff. And they're like the ones that are like trying to figure out the carb and like holding the lighter all crazy. And it's like, this is their one or second, third, like trying weed and like doing it in college.
Right.
Versus like where it is now is where like you can just pop an edible all the time. And it's like, I don't know if their lives are better for it. Is all I'm saying. And it's like, and then instead we're like creating this other, you know, I just like something about the illicitness of it. I didn't realize
that's
when I
what
was
I mean.
young.
Like, it just needs to be illicit. It doesn't need to be weed, or it doesn't really matter what it is. Like you just have to make it illicit. You know, like chocolate or something like that. I don't know, like sugar. All right, guys, I'm dying from an allergy attack, so I think we have to wrap this up. But thank you so much for listening. We have a Patreon up, so go listen to that.
Yes.
And Unji's going to be in Korea soon.
Yes.
So excited for that. Send the good vibes. Thank you so much. We'll talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye.